And so I want to show you a few things. One is this verse in Ephesians in chapter 1. We haven't spoken much about the sovereign choice of God. Ephesians and chapter 1 and verse 4. Most of us would think that sometime in our life we chose Christ. That's why we are born again, that's why you're here. Or you chose to come to CFC. I don't know whether you see the element of pride there. It's I chose Christ. I found CFC, this big capital I. I remember years ago I had a little card with a big capital I and a big capital C. And the words were, Lord, help me to bend this proud and stiff-necked I so that the I gets bent and becomes a C for Christ. Not I, but Christ. Help me to bend this proud and stiff-necked I. Help me to bow my neck and die, beholding him on Calvary who bowed his head for me. Have you learned to bow your head like that and let this proud, stiff-necked I be bent? If you want to see how strong it is, all of you who have children, you see the strong will in them? Who's got a humble, submissive child? If you got one like that, he's probably retarded and does not know what he's doing. But any normal child is proud and stiff-necked. And all of you parents know what a job it is to break that will. So everything that humbles us is good for us. And if you really understand this, what I'm trying to show you, it'll really humble you. It says in Ephesians 1:4 that God chose us in Christ before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and blameless before Him, full stop. In love, should actually be the next verse. In love, He predestined us to the adoption of sons. So He chose us, verse 4, and in love He predestined us. He chose us to be holy and blameless, verse 4. And in love He predestined us to be His sons, according to His will, not mine. That means God chose you not before you were born, but before He created Adam, when you didn't exist. When you were in God's foreknowledge, you existed, but you didn't exist. Adam was not, the human race was not even created. And God chose you. And that's why, my brother, sister, you're here. I don't know whether you recognize that. That's why some of your relatives are not here. Don't have any high thoughts about, I was zealous and I sought God. Get rid of that rubbish if you want to really grow spiritually. And recognize the sovereign choice of God. You say, why did He choose me? I'll give you that answer in 3 words. I don't know. Why did He choose me? I don't know. He did it in love. He did it in His sovereign choice. But if you have an answer to that, I know why He chose me. Yeah, you say, I know why He chose me, because, on a certain time I decided to give up my sin. That's why you don't grow spiritually. That's exactly why you don't grow spiritually. Why have you, I ask you, why have people learned to respect you in CFC? Because I've been very faithful. So many years in CFC. I've served, I've not taken any money, I've done all this. You could have grown 10 times more if you didn't have that attitude. I know you're grown, but you could have grown 10 times more if you didn't have that attitude that you have grown because of this, and this in you. learn something about the sovereign choice of God. God chooses whom He desires. And He chose you. And He didn't choose somebody else.